Good job.
Now I just call upon Sarah Biller, our Executive Director of Vantage Ventures, to close us out.
I'm actually going to stand at this microphone, if I may. Well, thank you all for lasting through 8 action-packed sessions. If you're like me, you're totally satiated in information and optimism, and really the call to action that was made right at the beginning. As I looked at the slides this morning, I'm just going to do a 5-minute recap and then turn it over to Donna to close us out. We will follow this with notes. But wanted to say in those 5 minutes, as we sort of started this morning with an idea with a slide that talked about where we've been and where we're going. And I think what really happened for me was in that moment, Mrs. Manchin, your remarks kicked us off well. You told us this room has the opportunity and the capacity to build for the future we want. And I think that was such a tremendous call to action that we each heard from the various panels, because the future we want starts in our communities, it goes across our state, and I think what we've heard today, whether it was from Nathan and the work at McKinsey, the innovators, the industry partners who were here, and others, even the panel that was just on, is that that future is, the country depends on that future, and we might say the world. And so I want to bring it back to some of the thoughts that Nathan shared from us with McKinsey that echo what Mrs. Manchin said. The future is rapidly approaching us. It's coming because of transformations at a global and country level. It's also happening because industry is evolving its industry needs, whether it's from transportation or from the way that we power our buildings. And that's calling for a new and differentiated workforce. Some of us might argue from the comments today that the future is already here in West Virginia. And so the question that was posed to all of us persistently is, how will we scale the workforce to meet those needs? And I think it was really important for us to hear from innovative companies like Nucor, like Form Energy, like TimeEt, that they came because they believe the workforce is here with us. They chose West Virginia because of our talents, our resilience, and we don't often hear that. And I think increasingly that needs to be part of our storyline, and it's our opportunity to rise to the occasion. I happen to be the daughter of a 4th grade teacher, and I think about how fortunate we were to have an education panel that started pulling back the education into the elementary classroom, enabling our students to see what they can become. And it's important because we're in a structural transition in the way energy is going to be delivered, but we're also in an operational transition. We heard our business partners say today that they're building categorically first of their kind advanced manufacturing and energy production environments. They're making room for women in their workforce in a new and differentiated way. And we owe it to our children of West Virginia, of which many of us must be. I was that daughter of West Virginia, that I can be anything I want. And the educational opportunities that present themselves require what we heard, I think, from President Gee and President Smith and certainly Senator Manchin, that we're beginning to train for the future in a way that holistically introduces the academic, public, and private sectors together. And I think we'll unpack a lot of those suggestions. We heard from President Smith as one example that they're introducing design thinking into the curriculum. That's an opportunity that was actually pioneered out in the West Coast. We first heard it coming out of Stanford, and here we are in West Virginia talking about it today. And so this makes a difference, and I want to underscore that Senator Manchin talked to us. Our federal government is investing, in his words, they're making direct investments in the technologies of the future. And we're seeing it again here in West Virginia. And it means, again, that we start the educational conversation earlier, more robustly with what our future employers need, and then also recognize that we had a whole group of educators on the stage who said, we want you in our classroom. We want to listen to you, we want to learn, and we want to establish those pathways. And I think that's, again, a critical moment, because underscoring their ask for support are resources within our state. They've been funded by our economic development, sorry, Mike, here we go again, as well as our academic institutions to make sure that you have the capital you need, the money and the investments to go forward, build your businesses, build your social impact entrepreneurship, build your education pathways, to meet those challenges. And I want to make sure that we remind everyone that we heard today throughout the course that we're all entrepreneurs and we all have a place in this next economy. And I know we look forward as a planning group to sharing with you more detailed notes about what took place today. And I wish you all the best and that you have Dean Attili's problem wherever he went. And that's that you have to figure out how to spend your grants. So thank you. Donna.
Thank you, Sarah. Nobody can synthesize a whole day like Sarah in a short amount of time. It's wonderful. Well, it comes time that I really have to thank so many people, and I know I can't thank all of them, so I'll just thank all of you. So thank you so much for being here and engaging with us and learning right alongside us. It really meant a lot. And I know there's the teachers, we left our panel, went out in the room. They're just amazed at the attitude of the business community, government people around them, and the sense that they're there to help and they really mean it. So that goes for all of you. And I would ask on your table, you find a little sheet. If you would just take a minute, it's our evaluation. It really means a lot to us to see what worked and maybe what didn't work. And if you don't have one at your table, if you put up your hand, we can, it's this paper, little paper one. I don't think we actually got one. And this QR code right here you can use right on the screen as well. So that would be, if you could just take a few minutes to do that. Anybody need one? I have a couple. If you'd rather do paper. While you're doing that, I'll thank our Provost, Mary Ann Reed, for everything supporting PEC in this conference. We appreciate you so much. And certainly thank once again our team, Katie Farmer-Longo, who we could never do without, Canyon Lonis, who's phenomenal beyond words, and certainly our GA. We have 5 of them helping. If you stand up if you were a GA helping, really appreciate. From Chambers, from CAHF. Thank you very much. And if you leave the evaluations in the middle of the table or submit them electronically, we appreciate it. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.